So the lineups remain the same for Lo-Fi, Triple Sex, FRS, Funny Bee and Silenset. And for Action League, and we have ZLC, Nightops, Viam and Gooda. What do you think of that substitution?
I don't know, I mean, could be map-based, I guess. I mean, Dash certainly a very experienced player, and it would have been obviously a good pick for DM14, although it didn't turn out to be a good map pick. Maybe Gooda has more experience on this map, maybe his playstyle's better suited to this map. Interesting switch.
We're seeing Gooda as a very aggressive, sort of more FFA style player. Not really FFA, but that aggressive style, whereas Dash maybe a little bit more defensive in his styling, so maybe it is a bit more suited to this map. I would probably put it down to map knowledge. Gooda's a very active player, and I can only imagine that he's learnt this map a lot quicker than most players out there. But what's your feeling then going on to this map?
Well, I mean, I don't know how experienced Action are on here. As I said, we've already seen Lo-Fi put in a very good performance on this map. That would instantly make them favourites for it in my mind. But no, you can't count Action out. They've got the sort of players who are suited to this style of map, and we'll have to see.
3, 2, 1, going live. Clubbase 26, Eurocup. And it's Action League versus Lo-Fi, following Funny Bee off the spawn. He got that chunk of armour to start off with shotgun and lightning gun from the quad spawn, and straight into this upper area of the red room, which is, as we've seen for in the first few games we've seen on this map, probably the most important area to take. But look at that from Viam, straight away, a couple of frags, rocket launcher, and looks like Action are going to have control of this second red spawn.
Yeah, and we've seen, as I say, that the red position is certainly good. It gives you good access to parts of the map that you can, you know, put out a lot of damage from and not necessarily receive much in return.
Wow, Nightops, I don't know how he got that shotgun front. It didn't seem like he was even looking for it. It's a late quad spawn. As late as you can get, 59 seconds. Of course, the players don't know that, so they've turned up pretty early for this one. Been waiting around a while, and it's kind of luck of the draw. But look at this, looks like it could be Actions. That's good rocket play. Spamming it though. Nightops gets knocked off via... Sorry, ZLC can't hit his rail shot, and Nightops still the guy looking for it. That was very good rocket spamming. I don't know who that was.
Yeah, that was Triple Sex, and as you say, it delayed the pickup. It caused chaos for Action there.
Does manage to grab himself the mega health. Almost got out by Silenset round the corner with the shotgun, although that shows exactly why you want to run around with somebody, with an escort. Viam took the shotgun damage, as opposed to the quad carrier, really.
Yeah, I mean, taking a shotgun blast with the help Nightops had, it could have been enough to kill him.
Look at that, the counter kill by Silenset with the shotgun. Needs a big performance by him, I feel, on this map.
Yeah, it was kind of quiet on the first map. I mean, I know his team won it, and that's all that matters at the end, but he'll be looking to, I think, have more of an impact on Limbus.
48% lightning gunner, 66% rail for him at the moment off the start. Of course, stats are generally going to be high early on. But Action are in the lead at the moment. So yeah, I mean, going into the strategy of the map, Vor, what are the key areas to hold, to contest? How do you play it?
Well, we're still seeing the gameplay on here evolve, but red and rail, because they're so close to each other, that seems a very strong position. And if we're still following Silenset, then
wow,
the area he is now, he's going to be able to rail down into this quad room, which, you know, has the yellow armor, has a lightning gun, and, you know, if he hits enough rails, it can open up opportunities to get in there and steal those items.
That was a great example of how to secure an area, how to make sure you're safe. I mean, he heard a bit of movement, cancelled his jump by hitting the ceiling, waited for his players to cover him, moved up with two players there, which they both covered each corner, and he got the frag. It was such excellent team play there, and they've closed the gap in on the frag count. Only a 3 frag margin between the two teams now.
Yeah, I mean, Action had the better start. They had that quad, but Lo-Fi coming back strong as you'd expect. And we've seen they're good on this map.
That is a good rush by Action, though. They timed it perfectly for the quad. Look at the counter points you can get, though. You just be railed from great distance. He can't really counter that himself.
Certainly no way to get up there as quad.
We see a regular route being taken by these squads thus far. Going up that major bounce pad, takes 2 frags.
If he can find another couple of kills, this will be a really effective quad run. It'll put Lo-Fi in a lot of trouble. No way they'll be able to contest red or rail but it's just going to peter out and he's not going to make any more frags.
Yeah, it looked like he was just playing it safe and securing the red area rather than looking for the frags there.
Certainly, that's certainly what he needs to do. They have the lead at the moment. They have an 8 frag lead. That's healthy at this point. Don't need to overcommit and lose what you've got.
ZLC looking pretty at home on this map already, I have to say. Looks like he knows where he's moving to and where he's going.
Yeah, and his team now have that, preferable position perhaps of the red with good access to rail. They are under pressure though, so Low-Fly aren't content to just let them sit here and stack up and, organised attack. They look to have taken over the area just at the right time to take that red.
Yeah, very well coordinated, and Funny Bee going to want to utilise this railgun to counter any surging return from Action, having to back off there from the Greys, but he's doing the right thing. He's surviving here with the railgun.
Yeah, the only vulnerability with his low health was to the bounce pad that leads up to the red armour. Someone could surprise him coming up that with a quick shotgun blast or, whatever else being shot into his back.
Red armour picked up by Silencep, who are now follow 140 armour to his name. Rocket launcher, a railgun, shotgun. It is in fact 15 seconds before red. It's synced up perfectly with the spawn time of quad. So, time to move to quad, 10 seconds to go. And Silencep always takes up this position. That is a great bit of spamming of the rockets there. Gets an easy kill. He's evaded that rail shot as well. That's good dodging, drawing it out. And Funny Bee takes a good quad. And it's something we talked about before as well. Just baiting out your opponents there and remaining in a strong position instead of just diving to the quad there from Silencep.
Yeah, definitely good play. Funny Bee was obviously the one who they planned to get the quad. And Silencep's position, that facilitated their taking that quad.
Third frag, nice little LG and then rail rush. Oh! If he hadn't shot a little bit earlier, he would have got the frag there. Unfortunate. But Low-Fly, 2 frag margin.
Yeah, they've turned around what was, you have to say, a good start by Action. It's now whether or not Action can play at the disadvantage and stop Low-Fly from expanding this lead.
Following Funny Bee, I might just cycle around a little bit, have a look at what Action are doing. Well, Niops has moved in on this red room. He's got the mega health to his name, gets a great plasma kill as we switch to him. Took the red armor as well, so that's a pretty good attack there by Niops. He has to back off in the end though, so he won't keep it locked down. But that was a good steal of the red.
Yeah, you can see though that he took the red, but they still had someone, Low-Fly did, in that position that overlooks the quad, and he was able to just peek back into the red room and start hitting some rails, and all of a sudden that red Niops had is no more.
He has to back off and take the mega health, puts him nowhere near the red gather, but his team, well, presumably because it could give them the time, they are able to move in and take that red. Look at the damage he's taken though, in the back. I mean, he could just get stacked up and then 2 seconds later he's got nothing.
Teams are tied, red leads. Teams are tied.
Let's switch away from him, have a look at what Viam's going to get eliminated by Triple Sex here, so let's follow what Triple Sex is going to do. He is behind the quad at the moment. This is an excellent position to do a lot of damage to the players already in situ. Takes out Gooder, and look, Funny Bee comes out with the quad this time for Low-Fly. Does have that rocket launcher as well as the shotgun. Just his ranged rocket shots, waiting for the yellow armor. Going to take out Gooder pretty comfortably with that shotgun. Now probably wants to work his way towards one of the major items to lock it down. Don't think
he's not going to red, which is interesting. Maybe his team don't need him to go to red. I mean, maybe he's got Action on the run.
Yeah, it eventually ended up at rail, but I wouldn't say they really secured it with the power-up. So I think it just a long route there.
I just don't think that his team needed him, because you can see that there was no one from Action in the red room. His teammates were around there, so does the right thing in that case by actually not heading to those items.
Yeah, I mean, when you get to the upper levels, it's a bit more about team communication, about where the players are and where you're not needed.
Exactly, it would have been no good for him to head to red if there was no requirement for him to do so.
Viam just getting the frag there in the back, waiting for ZLC. Maybe make a push through and try and take this red room. Although Viam decides to back off. That's a great rocket on FRS. He was just peeking. Having a cheeky look, see if he could steal away the lightning gun, which he couldn't. Viam desperately wants that himself, of course. A very accomplished lightning gun user, though only in 27% at the moment. 30 seconds before the next quad. Is quad going to be the deciding factor on this map, Raw?
It certainly could be. We haven't seen any monstrous quad runs so far, but we know that the potential is there on this map for them to occur at any time.
And now up to 75 armor on the board before this power up. He might want to pick up the 50 health of those teammates. Steals it right in front of him. 8 seconds to go before the quad. It's a very vulnerable position he's standing in. Got to be careful, especially from behind as well as that window. There's the Railer and the rocket flare. Silencep goes down though. Funny Bee manages to grab it away from Action. Wow, look at that play as well. Shotgun, then Rail almost hit that Rail kill. In fact, might have looked like it did. Does frag ZLC, 3 frags. He's only got 11 health. The Mega won't be up for another 20 seconds. 225s to his name though. That's still railable. Oh! And there's Gooder to eliminate that threat from the map. 2 frags is the margin. But we're noticing a bit of a pattern here. Again, Action. I mean, they keep it close, but they can't seem to build up the frags themselves. It's
No, they
Lo-Fi
can't.
going ahead.
Yeah, it is. So far, you have to say they've edged it on the quads. You know, they've only got 17 seconds more, you know, with their 3 quads, but no, I think that is going to be the key to this game, and their attacks on the quad do seem to be a lot better than Action so far.
So much action going on, but really get much chance to even look at the scoreboard. Silencep taken out by Nightops, whose Plasma has looked very impressive on this map thus far. It's not really a map we see too much Plasma play on. In fact, most maps we don't.
Right. But it's a spectacular weapon when people pull off with plasma gun kills.
It seems pretty even across the board from both teams. The damage output is relatively similar across the board for everybody. No one's really not pulling their weight as such, so probably why it's so close. 2 frags the margin, 70s to 69 at the moment. FRS with a rocket launcher, only 30 health to his name. Probably want to look for a bit more health before he can really do anything in particular. 20 seconds before quad though, so he's going to have to need to rush to find that health. Might switch away from FRS actually at the moment and find a player who's in the battle. In fact, I switched through all the Action players and nobody really has anything. Silencep switch round to now for Lo-Fi. He's sitting on the quad, lightning gun in hand. He's also got a rail gun. He really needs somebody to move ZLC out of the way. I'm not sure ZLC should have dropped off there. I think he was in a much better position just spamming down on Silencep. But look at that. Stolen away by ZLC. He now has the lightning gun dropped by his teammate. Oh, gotta be careful. Funny Bee sends him down to 5 health. He's now got the 50 armor, but not too much health to work with still. Only 30 health. He could go down pretty easily. We just heard the spawn very close to ZLC there. I don't think he was able to hear it from that position, but he's going to secure himself a red armor here if he wants it.
I think he will eventually. He just wants to deal with FRS first. You know, FRS was actually able to do a surprising amount of damage there.
It was going to look like a bit of a mistake for a second there, but he did eventually get the kill and reward himself with armor.
Talking of mistakes, you know, going back to that quad, it actually looked an nail uncertainty for Lo-Fi to pick it up, but Funny Bee just about messed his movement up enough that it allowed Action to pick that quad up.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Action were in a good position to actually counter it first, till ZLC decided to drop down from that window and put himself in a way worse and more counterable position. But Silencep kind of ran out of ammo, actually, and then just managed to take some heavy shots, so he didn't want to take the quad, so he backed off.
Yeah, I think Funny Bee is, like, designated, it seems, as the guy to take the quad. He was on it with 2 seconds to go, but then he sort of slipped off while dodging and then couldn't make the jump back up.
ZLC getting the frag on Funny Bee, and he's going to grab himself that red armor. Needs a bit more health to his name than 39, but 20 seconds to go to a quad. He won't have too much time to think about that. There is a health bubble down in that lower area just below where he is.
Does really need some health though, because going into the middle of the action at quad with only 39 will be very risky for him, and he does have that 100 armor.
Here we go, he might just make the jump for it now. Surprised he's not committed to it. Triple Six managed to just take that, and he's machine gunned down by ZLC. Intelligent play there. Utilising perhaps an underutilised weapon. Whoa, what a rocket! Perfectly timed by ZLC. Didn't quite get the frag, but excellent nonetheless. It was a direct rocket. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, things are looking good for Action at the moment. You know, picking up kills in this red room, keeping it under control, and they now have the largest lead they've had on either map. They have a 14 frag lead.
It's a very nice moment to be following ZLC. Managed to rocket his own teammate rather than his opponent, although it looked dead uncertain to hit him. It seemed like some kind of delay in the shot there, but he did hit direct on Triple Six. Pity he was countered by a strong shotgun 5 seconds ago before that red armor. Triple Six will want to be sticking around that area and make sure they grab that one low fly. Although Action have the lead, it's such a close game, it would be so hard to call, even though we've only got 3 power-ups left to spawn on the map.
Certainly this can still turn around, but things look good for Action at the moment, and they needed this good performance. You know, this is Lo-Fly's map pick after Action disastrously lost DM14.
10 frags is the margin. Action have hit that 100 marker that I almost religiously point out.
Well, you couldn't do it on the last map, so...
Yeah. I was very disappointed. Bitterly disappointed. ZLC exterminated by Triple Six's shotgun there, and he seems to be playing a lot around this railgun area. One of the more contested zones of the map. Action seem to be quite prepared when they don't have the red armor to be working that yellow side of the map, the lower areas and the mega, and then just pushing on. Look at that though, we switched around to Night Up, who somehow got a frag from behind, I'm not really sure where from, but he's got the mega health, which he's had a lot of on this map. Oh! He does just miss out on the quad, although he does manage to frag it. And when you're in the lead, I guess that's enough.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he'd like to have maintained more of the armor he had, but things still look good for him because he's helping his team keep control of this red area. Although being whittled down by that machine gun, that was unfortunate.
So let's just establish where we're at the moment. We have just over 4 minutes remaining. 2 quads left to spawn on the map. It's just over 10 frags margin between the two teams. Action ahead. They need to win this to take it to a third map because Lo-Fly won Action's map, Grim Dungeons, in a very close affair. And we want that third map. This has been a good game so far.
Yes, certainly. And you know, it just looks like Lo-Fly, we're not able to take up the positions to deal out the kind of damage they were in their qualifier game. You know, they had a very easy time of it in their qualifier, and this is obviously turning out to be a much sterner test of their abilities on this map. Perhaps they're not as strong as we imagined on here.
Well, was it against skills that they played? And kind of with the newer maps, you can often be caught out if you're not practiced enough on it. But it looks like Action do have some pedigree on this map at least, and they are individually well suited to a map of this style. So
yeah, and Silencer, who we're now watching, I think, he's not hitting the kind of rails you'd expect for a player of his quality on this map. There's so many easy positions you can stand in to hit rails, and he's only hitting 45%. I mean, he's a player in the past who we wouldn't be surprised to see rounds of 60 plus rail.
Yeah, 5 impressives, which suggests he hasn't really had that many rail shots either, so perhaps not getting it and utilising it enough. We're now following Gooder. He was the substitute for this map after his team lost the first one. Caught out by Funny B there. Didn't give away his railgun though, importantly, and it's 5 seconds to go before the quad. Great little dodge on the railer from Funny B. Whittled down by that machine gun and the rocket in the back from Gooder, saving the day for Action. And
yeah, I think they really needed that quad.
I mean, it's 20 frags the margin now for...
Yeah, I really think they would have needed a solid run, 5 or 6 frags at least on the run, and some conversions from teammates, but without that, I think this is a long way back now. 20 frags, it's certainly still doable, I think. The map is, you know, it's the kind of map that this sort of margin isn't insurmountable at this stage, but it's going to be very difficult.
It's a compact, spawn convertible map, and you can get quad runs of, you know, 10 odd frags. We saw one in the qualifiers on Hidden Fortress that was a 9 frag run, so this is a similar kind of map in the amount of frags you can get on the quad run. So with that, with conversions, it is all possible. It's 20 frags exactly the difference at the moment, and FRS needs to clean up a couple of frags here. Takes a lot of damage though trying to do it. I'm going to switch away from him. He should be going down soon. Funny B has a nice stack of armor here. 58 health, 124 armor. Take out Nightops with the help of Silencep as well. They need pretty much all these kills leading up to the quad to be maybe at least 2-to-1 conversion rate. Just
well, they are
bringing it
converting
back
some
as
of
much as
them.
possible.
They've brought it back to 16 from 20. Still gives them a glimmer of hope, but I don't think it's likely that Action will throw this away.
It's going to be tight. 30 seconds to go. Action need to win this one to take it to a third, of course. Lo-Fi taking that first map. Lo-Fi, I guess, will be feeling the pressure, though, considering it's their map pick. They would be expected to be stronger on this than the first map. Easy frag on Nightops there. Funny Bee still stacked, and of course he's the quad carrier, so he'll want to try and retain as much of this as possible.
Yeah, and he needs a big
go
one.
for the quad. He's a little bit late to it though, and FRS decides to take that one, so gonna need a big run. 18 frags the margin. 40 seconds left. Chasing shadows at the moment. That's a good defensive rocket though. He catches 2 players out. Took a lot of damage though. Only 60 health. Gonna have to go off route to pick up a couple of 25s. Oh, gets wrong-footed completely by his opponent there. And
Yeah,
only
no chance, unfortunately. I mean, he needed like the start of that quad run to be 4 kills instantly, and then to pick up, you know, 4 more pretty quickly, and it didn't happen for him.
Yeah, it does look like with 5 seconds left, it's an unchallengeable, unassailable lead now that Action have. So they are going to take that second map, 139 to 127. We're going to go to a third map.
Yeah, and Action did that with fairly limited control of the red. I mean, they had the yellows and the Mega for most of the game, so they were working with the lightning gun mainly, and that was their main weapon to be able to challenge the red and the rail area, and it worked out for them.